Greetings, and welcome back to Brick and Lantern. Tonight we're going to be building another minifigure vignette. I'm grabbing our mason jar full of pieces right here, and there's our figure on top. Going to be taking this Black Falcon Knight and giving him a little tower to have some downtime in. Without any further ado, let's dump out our pieces. You can see his bed's already assembled in there, but let's get everything else out and get to work here. I think this vignette's going to be very fun, and it's going to be an experiment of something that I haven't done before, which is attaching this one to the last one we made. The first things first is just assembling our base. Again, taking our plates, putting some bricks on there, making sure that it's raised up just one brick off the ground. Absolutely loving the amount of brick separators I have now. I've got 3 or 4 of them in that orange color, so all I have to do is just grab one and I can fiddle with any old piece I need pretty much. Very helpful. So what we're going to do is build up on this base and put the actual tower or structure on top of it. Here's the Technic connection. This will be going on the previous vignette, so we'll be able to attach the two when they are complete. But if we want to make this tower, we have to, of course, build up a little bit. So here is me building up the base so we can kind of put the tower and the Black Falcon, his little hideout, on top of it. And it will sit next to the previous vignette we did, which is the dungeon cave with the lion knight. Really, my goal was just to build this up as quickly as possible, so I'm taking a couple of plates and placing them with the studs facing out to kind of create that cave wall. We'll add a little bit of texturing on a little later, but it's mostly just a quick and easy solution to how do we get this tall enough and how do we get it in the least amount of parts. And there we go. That is our base with the back connection, leaving those red bricks exposed because it will fit into the other vignette in a way where we won't see them. There's the last piece on the top so we can start to build out. Alright, we've got the tower base on. We're just going to add a little bit of detailing on the bottom so that way we don't have too many gaps in how it looks. It doesn't look like it's built so much out of Lego. This is one of my favorite pieces, this front tower. This is one of my favorite pieces, this front tower section, and I really think that in concert with everything else that we're going to be putting on, you're really going to see this take shape with a nice geometry. The window on the side there has that protruding plate on it of the different color. I think that was a very smart idea on my part of just how do we get this tower to look a little more three-dimensional, get a little more depth on there. And one of the things also that I was thinking of was, do I want to put a roof on it? Does this tower need to meet in a spire? And if so, how do we want that to work? The thing is having the Ruined Tower like that becomes a little difficult to decide how we are gonna make all the textures work. So we came back, we added some different plate work on the side, took that dark gray off and put just a 1x2 light bluish gray plate on there, kind of finish off the way that the tower will be looking, especially with that blue standard and the blue shield piece on it, which I'm not quite sure where I'm putting yet. Moving it around, checking a couple different places. Really like how that came out. I think the standard with the flag on it looks awesome. I'm going to go in and add some living space details now, using parts from the Pirates VIP pack to build out a little ladder for our Black Falcon, so that way if he wants to access the caves, he can. back out. We're going to do some more detailing on the cave on the bottom section walls here. Trying to see if we can give it a little more life and give it a little bit of a different color and a different color quality to the build. I understand I build in a lot of grays, dark gray, bluish gray, and part of my New Year's resolution for the channel is to start moving away from that gray color and seeing if we can get some more visual variety in the builds and seeing if we can really push the building techniques to a new level and get some different techniques in here next year. So stay tuned for that. Put his bed in there, and we're going to as well give him a little bit of equipment, considering there are some evil skeletons in the rest of the castle ruin here that we are putting him in. That bed is very reminiscent of a Minecraft bed design. Same thing with the pillow, it's the tile plate on top of the 2x2 white plate. I like that Minecraft design a lot, and I think it really represents a bed in a very cute way. There we go. Give it a little spin. We've altered the construction of the bottom just a little bit, but I think it will fit on better to the other vignette. So we're taking the roof off of the other vignette, we're going to attach the two, and look at it going in now. Very cool. I'm very happy with the way this turned out. They're both very dense builds, and I think working off of each other like that is going to be cool. Finishing the plates off, making sure it's all balanced out. This will also allow us to contribute a little more detail when we go in to finish it. Just gonna make sure that our dungeon passageway from last time remains pretty much intact. This is more so rebuilding the previous vignette than it is actually building a new one at this point. We're just kind of smoothing some things off and seeing what needs to be fixed where. Making sure everything looks good. I don't want to have too much going on top just because they're supposed to lead into each other. And I think that the easiest way to do that is to kind of scale back on the top of the last vignette so we can add some things in. Another good way to make the visual coherence a little stronger is, and I noticed this on the last vignette, we didn't have much going on in the front. So I decided that we were going to just add a few more parts in the front, see if we can make a bit more of a coherent entrance for this scene. So that way, if you're looking at it from the front, you've got a little bit of a hook, and then you can turn it around and look at it from the back, and it will become even more clear what's happening. Again, our scary skeletons still peeking out from the side, still fighting the Lion Knight as we add in this ruined little hideout for the Black Falcon. Just trying to think of how do we use this space in front the most effectively, and I believe that taking that last part of the vignette from last time, putting it on the front, is a very good way to kind of bring people into the build. Adding a couple more bricks on the front. I'd love to get around, maybe next time we'll do a front section for this and turn this into almost a tiny little layout of this abandoned fort. But I think that's going to be it for right now. Alrighty, let's get our Black Falcon at home here. There he comes. There is our there's a lantern, of course, for the channel, as my guest from the last video had mentioned. And here comes the Black Falcon, in with a sword to come and help the Lion Knight out. He is ready for action to help defend his home and help out a fellow knight in need. Give it a little spin of the two vignettes combined now. Build a front section for that soon. I really like how this entire thing is getting a character to it, and I'm excited to see where it goes as it continues to develop. Maybe, I don't know what would be outside. If you have any ideas for what might be outside of this build, please comment down below. I'd love to hear what you think. We're always up for audience suggestions, and I think it would be very fun to get everyone else, all the viewers, in on this build. But I think that's going to be all for now. Thank you very much for coming, as always. Take care, make sure to drink something warm, and stay safe on this very spooky night. And until then, bye-bye.